The Library of Alexandria, often celebrated as one of the most significant cultural achievements of the ancient world, remains a symbol of lost knowledge and mystery. Founded in the 3rd century BCE in Alexandria, Egypt, under the reign of Ptolemy II Philadelphus, the library was an ambitious project aiming to encompass all human knowledge. It served as a beacon of learning, attracting scholars from across the ancient world, but its eventual destruction and the loss of countless works have fascinated historians, scholars, and the public for centuries. In the wake of Alexander the Great's conquests, the Hellenistic world was a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and knowledge. The cities founded by Alexander and his successors became centers of learning and culture, but none were as ambitious as Alexandria. Situated by the Mediterranean, at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe, Alexandria was perfectly positioned to become a cultural capital. Its founding by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE was the first step in this direction, but it was under Ptolemy II Philadelphus that Alexandria's fate as a center of knowledge was sealed. Ptolemy II, inheriting his father's realm, understood the power of culture and knowledge as tools of political legitimacy and control. By attracting scholars, poets, and scientists from all over the known world, he sought to legitimize the Ptolemaic dynasty's rule and elevate Alexandria above other Hellenistic kingdoms. The Library of Alexandria was to be the jewel in this cultural crown, a repository of all human knowledge, reflecting the eclectic and inclusive nature of Hellenistic culture. The ambition was staggering: to collect a copy of every book in the world. Agents of the Ptolemies scoured the Hellenistic world for texts, purchasing or copying them, and in some cases, allegedly, confiscating them from ships that came into Alexandria's harbor. This aggressive acquisition policy was part of a broader strategy to ensure that Alexandria had the intellectual capital to claim supremacy in the cultural and scientific arenas. The library was part of the larger Museon, a temple dedicated to the Muses, the Greek goddesses of the arts, which served as an early prototype for the modern research university. Here, scholars were not only given access to an unprecedented collection of works, but were also provided with a stipend and accommodations. This patronage system allowed them to pursue their research without the burden of financial concerns, fostering an environment of intellectual freedom and innovation. Furthermore, the establishment of the Library of Alexandria reflected the Hellenistic era's characteristic blending of cultures. It was not solely a center for Greek knowledge and scholarship, but also housed works from Egypt, Persia, India, and beyond. This inclusivity extended to the scholars it attracted, who came from diverse cultural backgrounds, contributing to the library's reputation as a global center of learning. The foundation and vision of the Library of Alexandria were a testament to the enlightened leadership of Ptolemy II Philadelphus and the broader Hellenistic appreciation for knowledge and cultural exchange. It was an ambitious project that sought not only to collect and preserve knowledge, but also to foster intellectual growth, dialogue, and innovation. The legacy of the library, despite its eventual loss, continues to inspire the value of learning and the importance of cultural institutions in human society. Through its creation, Alexandria became more than just a city, it became a symbol of the quest for understanding and the unifying power of knowledge. The quest to house all the books in the world led to an assemblage of works that was unparalleled in its diversity and scope. Ancient estimates of the library's holdings vary, suggesting it contained hundreds of thousands of scrolls. These scrolls covered every aspect of ancient knowledge, from literature, history, and geography to mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. This extensive collection made the Library of Alexandria the center of academic study and research in the ancient world. Among the library's treasures were the works of Homer, which held a place of honor as foundational texts of Greek literature and culture. Equally significant were the writings of historians like Herodotus and Thucydides, whose accounts of the Greco-Persian Wars and the Peloponnesian War, respectively, provided invaluable insights into the ancient world. Philosophical works by Plato, Aristotle, and their successors were also key components of the library's collection, offering profound explorations of ethics, metaphysics, and politics. The library was not limited to Greek works, it also included texts from across the known world. It housed Egyptian scrolls on papyrus, detailing the extensive history and religious practices of one of the world's oldest civilizations. Works from Babylonian astronomers, Persian philosophers, and Indian mathematicians also found their way into the collection, facilitated by the Ptolemaic dynasty's diplomatic relationships and Alexandria's status as a hub of international trade. The acquisition of such a vast array of texts was made possible through a variety of means. In addition to purchasing scrolls, the Ptolemies employed a unique strategy of borrowing scrolls from other libraries, copying them, and then keeping the originals while returning the copies. This aggressive approach to collection building was driven by the desire not only to accumulate, but also to preserve and disseminate knowledge. One of the library's most critical functions was as a center for translation and scholarship. The translation of Hebrew scriptures into Greek, known as the Septuagint, is perhaps the most famous example, making Jewish religious texts accessible to the wider Hellenistic world. Scholars working in the library translated works from various languages into Greek, the lingua franca of the Hellenistic world, ensuring that knowledge could be shared and understood by a broad audience. The contents of the Library of Alexandria represented an ambitious attempt to catalog the entirety of human knowledge under one roof. While the loss of such a vast collection of works is a tragedy, the legacy of the library endures. It symbolizes the ancient world's commitment to scholarship, the importance of preserving knowledge, and the value of cultural exchange. The Library of Alexandria remains a beacon for the pursuit of learning, reminding us of the power of curiosity and the endless quest for understanding that defines the human experience. The intellectual environment of the Library of Alexandria was unparalleled, fostering an atmosphere where scholars could engage in research, dialogue, and debate. The library provided not only access to an extensive collection of scrolls, but also the opportunity for scholars to live and work in close proximity, sharing ideas and collaborating on projects. This unique setting allowed for a cross-pollination of concepts and disciplines, leading to innovations and advancements that would have lasting impacts on the world. One of the most notable scholars associated with the Library of Alexandria was Euclid, often referred to as the father of geometry. His work, Elements, became the foundational text on geometry, systematizing the knowledge of the time into a coherent framework that remained the standard textbook in the subject for centuries. Euclid's method of proving theorems from a set of axioms laid the groundwork for future mathematical reasoning, illustrating the library's role in nurturing analytical thought and inquiry. Another luminary of the Alexandrian scholarly community was Eratosthenes, who became the chief librarian after Euclid. Eratosthenes is most famous for his remarkably accurate calculation of the Earth's circumference. Using the angles of shadows cast in different cities and the distance between them, he estimated the Earth's circumference with astonishing precision. Eratosthenes also made significant contributions to geography, devising a system of latitude and longitude and creating one of the earliest maps of the known world. The library also played a crucial role in the advancement of astronomy. Hipparchus, often considered the greatest ancient astronomer, made groundbreaking contributions, including the development of a star catalogue and the discovery of the precession of the equinoxes. His work laid the foundation for the later achievements of Ptolemy, another Alexandrian scholar, whose work Almagest remained the authoritative text on astronomy for over 1,000 years. In the realm of medicine, the library attracted scholars like Herophilus, who conducted some of the earliest dissections and vivisections on human bodies, contributing greatly to the understanding of human anatomy and physiology. His work, alongside that of Erasistratus, another physician who studied at Alexandria, challenged and expanded upon the medical knowledge inherited from the Greeks and Egyptians. The contributions of the Alexandrian scholars extended beyond the sciences. Philologists and poets, historians and philosophers all found a home within the library's walls. Their collective work, from critical editions of Homer to the compilation of histories and the exploration of philosophical doctrines, enriched the cultural and intellectual life of the Hellenistic world. The scholars of the Library of Alexandria were pioneers, their work shaping the course of intellectual history. The library's unique environment fostered a culture of learning and inquiry that allowed these individuals to make contributions that have stood the test of time. Though the library itself is lost, the legacy of its scholars endures, a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity and the quest for knowledge. Through their achievements, the Library of Alexandria continues to inspire future generations, reminding us of the heights of understanding and innovation that collaborative scholarly endeavor can reach. The library's decline and eventual destruction are not attributed to a single event, but rather to a series of incidents that span several centuries. The most commonly cited incidents include Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 BCE, the attack by Emperor Aurelian during the Roman capture of the city in the 3rd century CE, the decree by Theophilus of Alexandria in 391 CE, and the Muslim conquest of Alexandria in 642 CE. Each of these events has been implicated in the destruction of the library, yet the evidence is complex and often contradictory. During Caesar's siege of Alexandria, it is reported that fires set to the Egyptian fleet spread to parts of the city, allegedly consuming the library or at least a significant portion of its collection. However, accounts from the period immediately following Caesar's campaign do not mention the loss of the library, leading some scholars to question the extent of the damage inflicted, or even if the library was affected at all. The later centuries saw the Roman Empire embroiled in religious conflict, with the rise of Christianity leading to the suppression of pagan institutions. The Serapeum of Alexandria, a temple complex that also housed a significant collection of scrolls, was destroyed in 391 CE under the orders of Theophilus, the Patriarch of Alexandria. While the Serapeum was not the main library, its destruction is often conflated with the fate of the Library of Alexandria, highlighting the challenges in piecing together the library's history. The final blow is often attributed to the Muslim conquest of Alexandria. According to later medieval sources, the Caliph Omar ordered the burning of the library's scrolls, using them to heat the city's baths. However, most contemporary historians view this account with skepticism, noting the lack of contemporary references to such an event and suggesting it may be more apocryphal than factual. More recent scholarship suggests that the library's demise was not the result of a single catastrophic event, but rather a gradual decline influenced by political, religious, and economic factors. The changing center of power from Alexandria to Rome, the rise of Christianity, and the eventual weakening of the Roman Empire all contributed to the library's diminishing prominence. The loss of patronage and the dispersal of scholars may have led to the neglect of the library's collection, with many works possibly lost to decay, neglect, or piecemeal destruction over time. The mystery of the Library of Alexandria's destruction remains unresolved, symbolizing the impermanence of human endeavors and the vulnerability of accumulated knowledge to the ravages of time and conflict. While the exact circumstances of its loss may never be fully understood, the library endures in the collective imagination as a symbol of intellectual aspiration and a reminder of the critical importance of preserving cultural heritage for future generations. The story of the Library of Alexandria challenges us to consider how we safeguard our own repositories of knowledge and ensure that the wisdom of the past remains accessible to the future. The Library of Alexandria, in its prime, was more than a mere collection of scrolls. It represented the zenith of ancient scholarship and an aspiration towards the comprehensive accumulation of human knowledge. Its existence encouraged the pursuit of learning, fostered intellectual growth across a myriad of disciplines, and facilitated a cultural dialogue among the diverse peoples of the Mediterranean and beyond. The scholars who gathered there pushed the boundaries of their respective fields, laying the foundations for advances in science, mathematics, astronomy, literature, and philosophy that would resonate through the ages. Despite its eventual disappearance, the legacy of the Library of Alexandria continues to inspire the modern world. It serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of cultural and intellectual heritage, underscoring the importance of safeguarding knowledge against the ravages of time, conflict, and neglect. The story of the library's loss, whether through gradual decline or catastrophic events, highlights the vulnerability of even the greatest institutions to the forces of change and the imperatives of preservation. Moreover, the library's mission of collecting the totality of human knowledge has influenced the development of contemporary libraries and educational institutions. It embodies the ideal of universal access to information, a principle that drives the modern public library movement in the digital information age. The concept of a central repository of knowledge, freely accessible to those who seek to learn, can be traced back to the ancient Library of Alexandria and its vision of intellectual inclusivity. The library also played a crucial role in the history of scholarship, particularly in the transmission and preservation of texts from the ancient world. By gathering works from different cultures and languages, translating them, and making them available to scholars, the Library of Alexandria helped to ensure that the wisdom of the past was not lost to future generations. This function of cultural preservation and transmission has become a central mission of academic and public libraries worldwide. The legacy of the Library of Alexandria is complex and multifaceted, embodying the highest ideals of intellectual pursuit and the tragic vulnerability of human achievements. Its impact on the course of history, on the development of libraries, and on the very concept of knowledge preservation is profound. As a symbol, the library continues to inspire the quest for knowledge and understanding, reminding us of the power of collective human endeavor and the importance of preserving our cultural and intellectual heritage for the benefit of future generations. In reflecting on the Library of Alexandria, we are reminded of the value of knowledge, the importance of access to information, and the need for vigilance in the protection of our cultural legacies. The Library of Alexandria remains a powerful symbol of intellectual achievement and tragic loss. Its story invites us to reflect on the value of knowledge and the efforts needed to preserve it for future generations. While the true extent of the library's contents and the details of its destruction may never be fully known, its legacy endures, reminding us of the enduring power of learning and the importance of cultural preservation.